Football formations are like the skeleton of a team. They decide where players stand, how a team attacks, how it defends, and what kind of football it wants to play. Some formations are built to dominate the ball. Some are built to counterattack. Some are made to press high. And some are basically saying, good luck trying to score against us. So let's break down the most common football formations, how they work, and why managers use them. 4-3-3. The 4-3-3 is one of the most famous shapes in modern football. It uses 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 attackers. Usually, the midfield is built with 1 holding midfielder sitting deeper and 2 central midfielders playing slightly ahead. That gives the team balance between control and protection. Defensively, the 4-3-3 is strong because the midfield 3 can protect the back 4, while the wide forwards can drop back to help the fullbacks. But going forward, this is where the formation becomes dangerous. The wingers stretch the pitch, the striker stays central, and the midfielders can control the tempo of the game. It is perfect for teams that want to press high, keep possession, and attack with speed. That's why legendary teams like Pep Guardiola's Barcelona and Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool made the 4-3-3 so famous. It gives you width, pressing, possession, and attacking threat, all in one shape. 4-2-3-1. The 4-2-3-1 is one of the most popular modern formations. It has 4 defenders, 2 holding midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders, and 1 striker. The most important part of this system is the double pivot. Those 2 deeper midfielders sit in front of the defense, protect the center, and help stop counterattacks before they become dangerous. That makes the team hard to break through, especially in the middle of the pitch. In attack, the 3 players behind the striker usually include 2 wide players and a number 10. The wide players stretch the defense, the number 10 finds space between the lines, and the striker gives the team a focal point up front. The reason so many top clubs use the 4-2-3-1 is simple. It is balanced. It can press. It can counterattack. It can control possession. And it gives creative players freedom without leaving the defense completely exposed. 4-4-2. The 4-4-2 is the classic football formation. For decades, this was the shape most people imagined when they thought of football. 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, 2 strikers. Simple. Defensively, the 4-4-2 is organized because it creates 2 banks of 4. The defenders and midfielders stay compact, close the spaces, and force the opponent out wide. In attack, the big advantage is having 2 strikers. One can drop short, one can run in behind, or both can attack crosses in the box. The wide midfielders provide service from the flanks, while the central midfielders keep the team connected. The 4-4-2 is not as common at the elite level today because modern teams often want an extra player in midfield, but it was the foundation of many legendary sides, including Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United in the 1990s. It is direct, simple, and effective. 4-1-2-1-2. The 4-1-2-1-2 is basically a narrow version of the 4-4-2. It has 4 defenders, 1 defensive midfielder, 2 central midfielders, 1 attacking midfielder, and 2 strikers. The shape is sometimes called the diamond midfield because the 4 midfielders form a diamond. At the base, the defensive midfielder protects the back 4. The 2 central midfielders cover ground, support attacks, and help win the ball back. At the top of the diamond, the number 10 links everything together. This formation is excellent if you want to dominate the center of the pitch. With 4 midfielders in central areas, it becomes very hard for opponents to play through the middle. But there is one obvious weakness: width. Because there are no natural wingers, the fullbacks have to push forward and provide the width themselves. Carlo Ancelotti's AC Milan used diamond-style systems brilliantly, controlling midfield battles with technical players and strong central structure. 4-1-4-1. The 4-1-4-1 is a compact and disciplined system. It has 4 defenders, 1 holding midfielder, 4 midfielders ahead, and 1 striker. The holding midfielder is the KEY piece. They sit in front of the defense, block passing lanes, and stop opponents from attacking through the middle. When defending, the midfield 4 can drop deeper, creating a very solid shape. This makes the team difficult to break down because there are bodies everywhere in midfield. In attack, the wide midfielders can push forward to support the striker, while the central midfielders help the team keep possession. The 4-1-4-1 is not always the most explosive formation, but it is stable. It works well for teams that want to stay organized, frustrate opponents, and attack carefully without losing their shape. 4-5-1. The 4-5-1 is designed to control space. It uses 4 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 1 striker. The main idea is simple: pack the midfield, block the passing lanes, force the opponent wide. Defensively, it is very solid because 5 midfielders make it hard for the other team to play through the center. The lone striker usually stays up front, ready to hold the ball, chase clearances, or start counterattacks. In attack, the wide midfielders can push forward and turn the shape into something closer to a 4-3-3. That means the 4-5-1 can be defensive without being completely passive. It is often used by underdogs against stronger teams because it gives structure, discipline, and a clear counter-attacking plan. 4-2-2-2. The 4-2-2-2 is a narrow, aggressive, and high-energy formation. It uses 4 defenders, 2 holding midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders tucked inside, and 2 strikers. The 2 holding midfielders give protection in front of the defense, but the real danger comes from the 4 attacking players ahead of them. The 2 attacking midfielders operate in the half spaces, which are the areas between the center and the wing. From there, they can combine with the strikers, overload defenders, and create quick passing moves. Because there are 2 strikers, the team always has a strong goal threat in central areas. The weakness is width. Since the attacking midfielders play narrow, the fullbacks must push high to stretch the pitch. This system has been used by Brazilian teams and Red Bull-style clubs because it suits pressing, fast transitions, and vertical attacking football. 4-3-2-1. The 4-3-2-1 is known as the Christmas tree formation. That is because its shape looks like a tree on the tactics board. 4 defenders, 3 central midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, 1 striker. This formation is built for control. The 3 central midfielders make it difficult for opponents to play through the middle, while the 2 attacking midfielders can drop into pockets of space. In attack, those 2 creative players support the striker, link midfield to attack, and create chances between the lines. But because there are no traditional wingers, the fullbacks usually have to provide width. Carlo Ancelotti's AC Milan famously used this shape in the 2000s. It allowed them to combine defensive strength, midfield control, and creativity in central areas. It is not the widest formation, but through the middle, it can be very difficult to stop. 4-1-2-3. The 4-1-2-3 is a modern version of the 4-3-3. It has 4 defenders, 1 holding midfielder, 2 central midfielders, and a front 3. The holding midfielder sits deep and protects the defense. That allows the 2 central midfielders to press higher, support attacks, and help control possession. In attack, the wide forwards stretch the pitch. The striker stays central, and the midfielders arrive from deeper positions. This formation is especially useful for teams that want to dominate the ball. It gives you structure in midfield, width in attack, and enough protection behind the ball. The 4-1-2-3 works best when the holding midfielder is intelligent and calm under pressure, because that player often controls the rhythm of the whole team. 3-4-3. The 3-4-3 is an adventurous and flexible formation. It has 3 center backs, 4 midfielders, including wingbacks, and 3 attackers. When defending, the wingbacks drop deep and turn the back 3 into a back 5. That gives the team extra protection. But in attack, those same wingbacks push high, giving the team width on both sides. The front 3 can press defenders, stretch the opposition, and create danger quickly. This formation is great for teams that want to be aggressive without completely losing defensive security. Antonio Conte's Chelsea used the 3-4-3 brilliantly when they won the Premier League. It gave them defensive stability, fast transitions, and dangerous attacking width. The key to this system is the wingbacks. If they are fit, fast, and intelligent, the whole formation comes alive. 3-5-2. The 3-5-2 uses 3 center backs, 5 midfielders, and 2 strikers. The wide players are wingbacks, which means they defend like fullbacks but attack like wingers. Defensively, the 3-5-2 can become a back 5, making it hard to break down. In midfield, the extra central player helps the team control the game. Going forward, the wingbacks provide width while the 2 strikers combine up front. That strike partnership is the big advantage. Instead of one isolated forward, the team has 2 players who can press, combine, and attack the box together. The 3-5-2 is especially useful for counter-attacking teams because it gives defensive numbers and still keeps 2 forwards ready to break. Antonio Conte used this shape successfully with Juventus and Inter Milan, especially in Italian football, where structure and tactical discipline are so important. 3-4-1-2. The 3-4-1-2 is a variation of the 3-5-2. 4 midfielders, including wingbacks, 1 attacking midfielder, and 2 strikers. The attacking midfielder is the difference. Instead of having 3 flat central midfielders, this shape places a number 10 behind the 2 forwards. That player connects midfield to attack. They find pockets of space, create chances, and support both strikers. Defensively, the team can still become compact, with the wingbacks dropping and the midfield protecting the center. In attack, it gives you creativity and a strong goal threat. The 3-4-1-2 is useful because it gives a team both structure and imagination. It can defend with numbers, but once it wins the ball, it has 3 central attackers ready to hurt the opponent. 3-2-4-1. The 3-2-4-1 is one of the most attacking modern systems. It uses 3 defenders, 2 holding midfielders, 4 advanced midfielders, and 1 striker. This shape is often seen when a team has the ball. The back 3 stay behind the play, the 2 holding midfielders control the center, and the 4 attacking midfielders occupy dangerous spaces between the opponent's midfield and defense. In attack, this can overwhelm teams. There are players between the lines, players out wide, and a striker pinning the center backs. The goal is to keep the ball high up the pitch and apply constant pressure. Defensively, the 2 holding midfielders are very important because they protect the back 3 and stop counters. Pep Guardiola has used this type of shape at Manchester City, especially when fullbacks or center backs step into midfield. It is a formation for teams that want control, pressure, and wave after wave of attacks. 3-4-2-1. The 3-4-2-1 has 3 center backs, 4 midfielders including wingbacks, 2 attacking midfielders, and 1 striker. It is similar to the 3-4-3, but instead of 2 wide forwards, the 2 attackers behind the striker play more centrally. They can drift wide, drop into pockets, or combine close to the striker. This makes the formation flexible. Defensively, the wingbacks drop back to form a back 5. In attack, they push forward to provide width, while the 2 attacking midfielders create chances inside. Thomas Tuchel used this system effectively at Chelsea, with players like Mason Mount and Kai Havertz playing behind the striker. The strength of the 3-4-2-1 is balance. It gives you defensive security, central creativity, and attacking numbers without becoming too open. 5-3-2. The 5-3-2 is a defensive formation with counter-attacking power. It has 5 defenders, 3 central midfielders, and 2 strikers. The back 5 makes it very hard for opponents to find space. The wingbacks tuck in alongside the center backs, while the midfield 3 protect the middle of the pitch. This formation is often used by teams that want to defend deep and then attack quickly. When the ball is won, the wingbacks can push forward, and the 2 strikers are already in position to counter. That is the main benefit. Even though the team defends with many players, it still has 2 forwards ready to threaten the opponent. The 5-3-2 is not always pretty, but it can be extremely effective against teams that dominate possession. 5-4-1. The 5-4-1 is one of the most defensive formations in football. It has 5 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 1 striker. This is the kind of shape a team uses when it wants to protect space, at all costs. Defensively, it creates a low block with very little room between the lines. The wide midfielders drop deep to help the wingbacks, and the central midfielders protect the middle. For the attacking team, it can feel like trying to break through a wall. In attack, the 5-4-1 relies mostly on counters. The lone striker has to hold the ball, win fouls, chase long passes, and wait for support from midfield. It is not the most entertaining formation, but for underdogs trying to frustrate stronger teams, it can be very effective. Sometimes, survival is the tactic. 5-2-3. The 5-2-3 is a defensive shape with an aggressive front line. It has 5 defenders, 2 central midfielders, and 3 attackers. Defensively, the wingbacks drop into the back 5, while the 2 midfielders work hard to protect the center. That makes the team compact and difficult to break down. But unlike the 5-4-1, the 5-2-3 keeps 3 attackers high up the pitch. This gives the team a clear counter-attacking threat. When the ball is won, the front 3 can break quickly, press defenders, and attack open space. The wingbacks can also push forward to add width. This formation is common in international football because it gives teams stability without completely sacrificing attacking power. It is defensive at the back, but dangerous up front. So those are some of the most common football formations explained. The important thing to remember is this. A formation is not just numbers on a screen. It is a plan. It tells you where the team wants to control space, where the danger comes from, and what the manager is trying to protect. A 4-3-3 wants width and pressing. A 4-2-3-1 wants balance. A 4-4-2 wants simplicity and 2 strikers. A 5-4-1 wants survival. And a 3-2-4-1 wants total control. That's why formations matter. Because before the ball is even kicked, they already tell you how a team wants to play. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll love this next one.